Hey everyone, Max US here from Dope SEO, and today we're gonna talk about how you can better market your cannabis accounting business online. Stay tuned.
Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to go over a couple quick tips on how you can market your cannabis accounting business online in 2022. Look, I'm a digital marketer and I hate making slides, but I feel like having something to look at is a little bit easier than just me spouting off information. So what we're going to talk about is basically like if you are a cannabis accountant, cannabis CPA, cannabis bookkeeper, and you're looking for ways to market your business online in 2022, this should give you a very quick kind of idea on things that you can do to help attract qualified leads to your business. Okay. One of the things that, there's traditional marketing, which is pretty standard. Traditional marketing is usually television ads, billboards, print media, like newspapers, magazines. Maybe you're purchasing your face on a shopping cart somewhere, dropping your business card somewhere. It still works, but it's just not the ideal way to do it. A lot of times, it's in-person networking events, whether it's, your local chamber, school, churches, business meetings. Sometimes it's business network meetings. Sometimes it's, a cannabis chamber, or you can go to the normal events or something. There's a group out there that's telling people to go out and do live presentations as well, which, if you've got the personality for it and you love public speaking and you love getting up in front of people and talking on stage, it's a great way to market your business, but not everybody has that personality type. Not everybody can get up there and wow a crowd with a whole presentation. There's a number of reasons for it, but I mean, most people's number one fear is public speaking, and there's a reason for that. It's difficult, if you're not comfortable doing it. The beautiful thing about digital marketing, okay, is that for one, I think what 2020 and the whole COVID shutdown and the lockdown and the pandemic showed us, other than you should wash your hands more and a few other things, is that what every business out there basically needs, you need a website, right? You need some social media presence, because depending on where you are in this country, like I just flew up to Chicago. I got back yesterday. I was up there for a few days. We're based down here in Texas, and Texas is a little more lenient towards masks and open events and people getting together and things like that. But there are certain parts of the country where it's like you cannot sit down and eat at a restaurant if you don't have a vax card. It's going to be really hard to get people in front of other people, as Omicron and whatever the next strain is, and whatever the next strain is, and whatever the next variant of COVID is going to be, So, and I understand, if you don't want to get up and shake hands and meet people, COVID sucks. I've personally lost a few people with COVID, and it is a real thing. There is a safety issue involved with going to in-person events. Now, the beautiful thing about doing digital marketing is hey, you are, if you build a website the right way, and you actually build and market a website the right way, if you do all your maps optimization the right way, if you do all your social media the right way, you will attract qualified individuals to your business. What do I mean by qualified individuals? I mean people that are in the industry, that already run a business, that are looking for somebody like you to help them with their 280E accounting, to help them with their cannabis tax laws, to help them with their books, to help them with their payroll, to help them with their inventory and all the other stuff that I personally don't understand, because I'm not an accountant, I'm not a bookkeeper. Okay, but I do run a digital marketing agency for local businesses, and we've worked in the cannabis industry for the last 3 or 4 years now, for different clients, and we're just now going just hardcore. We just want to focus on helping cannabis businesses grow as the prohibition goes away. And as more businesses open up, it just makes sense to deal with somebody that's specialized. It's kind of like you can go to. It's the same reason people hire you as a cannabis accountant. You're not going to get your cannabis accounting done at H&R Block. or tax time or any of these like, hey, we do your, that's for W-2, employees who get all their stuff taken out, where it's very, very simple. Cannabis accounting is, from my understanding, because I've worked with some people inside the Dope CFO group, and from my understanding, it's a whole other ball of wax, and you need a specialist for it. So with that, what you need a good website, and I'm not talking about like some cheap Wix or Squarespace thing. I'm talking about like a fully functional, mobile optimized, good site speed, built for conversions, up to date website that's going to get you leads and convert people, right? That actually can rank as well. That's one of the things. Social media, listen, you're going to need a Facebook account. I don't necessarily know if you're going to need Instagram and a TikTok and all this other stuff, but I mean, having at least a Facebook, a LinkedIn, maybe a YouTube channel, some of the other ones, maybe a Twitter or something to share some information, is going to help you just for branding alone. You will need, whether you're working from home or you're working from an office space, or let's just say you work or manage or run a full-time accounting business right now that is now kind of transitioning on to take on cannabis clients. We recommend creating, if you already have a listing, maybe create a secondary one, maybe create a sub business or a I'm not going to tell you how to do the business setup for this, but you should know this already. But I would recommend creating a secondary if you already have an established accounting business set up. Create a secondary one just for cannabis, okay, so that you can attract people to the business itself, and create a listing on Apple Maps, on Google Maps, on Bing Places, and all these other things like this, because this is where you're going to get reviews. This is how people are going to be like, hey, I need a cannabis account near me. And if you're dealing with someone local and let's say you're in a place like Colorado or Oklahoma or Maine or California, where this is, it's been around and it's a growing, it's a growing industry all over the country. But, sometimes especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to taxes, it's nice to deal with somebody in the same zip code, sometimes, or at least in the same state or city or time zone when it comes to this type of stuff. So having a listing like that is going to help you attract people who are looking for somebody within the area that could maybe just deal with someone local. We help set this up. We can actually show you how to do all this for yourself as well. Email campaigns are very important. Once you start building a list, these are qualified leads. These are people that are contacting you. So it's social media. You can create a Facebook fan page. You can create a group. You can create your own Facebook group for people who are looking for help, and you can actually give some free tips, and then build a list from that and start emailing them from your website. You can create some sort of ebook or handout. If you notice, all this is on this page, and it all goes back to your website, really. Because they would opt in, and it's like, hey, here's our free information that you can get. Just enter your email, or enter your text, or enter your phone number. We'll follow up with you with information that's going to help you. Okay, because not everybody's ready to purchase right away. Not everybody's ready to sign up right away. But if you build your authority, if you grow your list, and you basically feed them good information, you'll eventually build that trust where they're like, hey, you're the person that I want to hire. There are ways to get away with online ads for accounting services, for bookkeeping services, for CPA services. While there are a lot of restrictions right now on cannabis shopping, ads, you can, there are some loopholes that you can get away with for local services like accounting, like bookkeeping, like CPAs. So running online ads, whether it's like social ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, things like that, it helps. Maybe it's even like buying banner ads or sponsored ads on other people's websites. It could be a distributor site. It could be, something like Leafly. It could be something like, maybe even getting a sponsored ad on your local, like cannabis chamber, your local normal website or something like that, like just to get your name out there. Free information like YouTube is a great way, or let's just put it this way: video platforms like YouTube, like Vimeo, like TikTok, like Instagram has Reels now. Facebook has Stories. You can get away with a lot of good branding, a lot of good informational content. Marketing content that doesn't necessarily have to be hey, it could just be, it doesn't have to be like in your face salesmanship. It could just be like, hey, you're addressing problems, you're giving people updates, you're giving people information. There aren't a lot of people out there doing it right now. And I can tell you this, some people are going to, especially like when you're dealing with business owners and things like that, 9 times out of 10, they may not want to sit down and read all the tax laws. But, if you can give them a couple quick tips and a couple quick pointers, and it's like, hey, this is what we recommend, or like, hey, this is what's going on. It helps build trust and it helps build your brand. And like I said, ebooks and other informational material that comes attached with a video and maybe an audio to kind of walk people through is a great way to help you market your business online and bring people back to your website and get people to give you calls and everything else. So I hope this helps. We'll be going over some more tips in a little bit.
So now that you saw all that, sorry, there's no good angle here in the office at all, like the pit. But basically, one of the things that I wanted to go over here was that setting this up the right way is important, and I can honestly tell you that when you start a business, like let's put it this way, if you're already an established accountant and you're already an established, information or not information, if you're already an established service provider, like if you whether you work for a firm, you run a firm, or you're just, and you've been in business for a while, you're probably aware of the costs and the expenses involved in setting up a proper website, hosting, content writing, and actually ranking a site. If you're new to this and you're transitioning over from a different business, let's just say you work for another company, and now you want to get into like cannabis accounting and doing the books and the law stuff. The worst thing you can do is actually go cheap with this. Like 9 times out of 10, when people come to us, they come to us because they hired an overseas company to do this website thing, or they hired one of their friends, or they thought they could do it themselves using Wix or Squarespace or whatever. And we have to go in and basically, the first part of the project before we can actually even do anything to optimize and build out a campaign for somebody is to clean up the mess and the mistakes that other people made. So the best thing you can actually do is hire somebody that does this full time. We do this full time. Like, we rank websites full time. We have a list. I'm not going to share it because we keep our clients. There is ethically, like we don't share a lot of our client information. But one of the things that we do is we do this. We do it from the ground up. We build the site. We optimize the site. We rank the site. We can do your maps. We can do. We can set up all your email campaigns. We can set up all your chatbot stuff. We can set up all your SMS stuff. We have content writers that have written for cannabis and for different CPAs, law firms, things like that for years, who actually understand the industry. And it's not just like some 5 cent a word copywriters who you have to when they send it to you, it's not even English. You have to go in and rewrite everything. These are like really good writers who write really good stuff that converts. That's key. But we could set up everything for you. So if you're looking for somebody to help you set up your business online, okay, we're not going to answer the phone for you. We're not going to get on the phone and pitch people for you. But we can set you up so that these leads come in, that you start getting regular calls, regular contact forms filled out, regular calendar invite, requests for meetings from people who are in the industry that need your help. Because if you know what each one of these clients is worth, okay, and realistically, each client's worth a lot. So we're specialized. You're not going to see a whole lot of suit and tie stuff because we're a little bit more just like, hey, get down and dirty and do the work. But if you want somebody to help you, give us a buzz, okay? dopeseo.com. Thanks.